Hello everybody, we just want to make another video today on where to get phones in Canada, because from my last video you guys will know that it is a lot harder and a lot more expensive here because we have websites that aren't available to us that are available in the States for cheap phones. As you know, we haven't found a phone cheaper than $30, but my partner has a way that you might be able to get phones cost-free, so I'm going to let him elaborate.
Hey everybody, I'm excited to be involved in another video here. I just wanted to give you a heads up on, possible ways to get phones for free. For example, we obtained one through my mother for free, an S3, which was great. There's other relatives that we have that are gonna offer us phones as well. So basically what I wanna give you guys here is when you hit a roadblock where phones are too expensive, for example, you can also ask family and friends if they have any phones that they would be willing to get rid of for cheap. In our case, we've been offered the phones for free, which I think is great. So I'm gonna pass it back over to my partner again, but I just wanted to give you a little food for thought on that aspect. Have a great day, guys.
Okay, everybody, so this is our second option, I guess, is Facebook. And Facebook Marketplace, you can usually find some pretty good deals on phones in your area. As you can see, all the phones here are above 100 except for this phone, but it's not even running Android, so no good. We don't want iPhones. I mean, you can run AdSwapper or AppJust, but you can only have one phone per account on AppJust, and AdSwapper I don't have enough experience with to recommend it or not. They're mostly iPhones on here right now, and all the Android phones are above 200. But other than that, right now, there's not very good deals on Marketplace. So I would steer clear of here if there's no phones under $100 that are good, or in general, because you don't want to spend more than $50 on a phone. But I'm going to get to the next option here in a second, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so the next option is Kijiji, yes. All you have to do is input your local area and it'll show phones or any category that you want. But obviously here we're looking for phones, so we're going to go into browse categories, buy and sell. I go to electronics and there should be a category for phones, yep, right there. Cell phones, done. And that's where I always look every day, just to see if there's anything. As you can see, LG G6, that's like a top-of-the-line phone. We don't want that. So right now, there is actually not much. Actually, right here, that's actually a good deal. A Moto G3 for $50, guys. And we could probably talk them down to $30. That's a really good deal. It's about half an hour away from us, but if we could get them to meet, that would be a good deal for us. So that could be something we consider buying. Other than that, it doesn't look like there's much. Actually, look at this. We're hitting the jackpot here. An LG G5 for $100. That is very cheap. What's wrong with it? It's cracked, okay? I figured there would be something wrong with it because that phone usually you don't see for under $200. Another thing you can do on Kijiji, though, guys, instead of just looking for phones, oops, sorry, I can't see that well. Rather than looking for phones, you could actually search for a local phone repair shop because they might have phones they're willing to sell you. That sounds a little weird, but if you go in there and they don't have any phones, you're not really missing much. S5 Neo with cracked screen, that's a good deal. $50, that's extremely good. And it's been on there 6 weeks, so you could probably talk them down pretty low. But it doesn't look like there's any phone repair right now. But if there is, usually you can talk them down and get a cheap phone that's cracked. But anyway, guys, that's another option if you're kind of stuck. I'm going to move on to the next option, and we're actually going to be getting into websites here, so I'll be back in a few seconds. Alright everybody, so the next method is probably my favorite, because you can find the cheapest phones on here. It's eBay. And as you can see, I already found a $43 phone. I've already purchased one of these. It was a lot cheaper when I bought it, though. It was like 35 bucks when I bought it, so it was a lot cheaper. I just searched cheap Android phones, and this is what popped up. So the Alcatel Loom's a really good one. It's running Android 6.0, so that's really awesome. And then I'll scroll down, and I found another really good phone, Android touchscreen 5.0 cell phone. It's $35, free shipping from the States, and it is running Android 5.1 Lollipop. I already looked in the description, and this seller has 100% positive feedback, so that is awesome. That's a very cheap phone. Let me go back here, and I will show you another way that you might be able to get phones for cheaper. So you can just use the filter option on eBay, and you can literally just go price, free shipping, blah, 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 whatever you want. I'm going to go price here, and I'm going to go, I'll say $10 to $30, and that's pretty cheap. So done. And as you can see, there's some pretty cheap ones. I do not get them from China because I don't want to wait a long time. It's looking like there's no good deals on this. Expensive shipping, that's all. So yeah, no luck on that part, but there were two very cheap phones, so if you guys want to consider that, maybe try to find the same phone I did, or I'll leave a link to those phones, and you guys can check it out. I'm going to go to the next option, the last option I have for this video, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so this is our last option that we know of, and I think we have a pretty big list already, so this is just going to add. Amazon is definitely your last choice. I mean, as you can see, this Blue Advance 4 phone is $55, and with tax it ends up being above 60, I think 62 or 63 bucks. But this phone is running Android 6.0. It's got 8 gigabytes of storage, 500 megabytes of RAM. It's not the greatest phone, but if you're really, really, really stuck, then it's your only choice. So anyway, I'm going to go to my cart because we actually do have another option in this video, and that is an Android box. So I have this Android box in my cart because it's actually going to end up being like $20 cheaper than the phone, and it has better specs. It's running Android 7.1, a gig of RAM, and it supports 4K, not that that matters. But this can download apps on it, you can run apps on it, and it doesn't always have to be connected to your TV. So this is definitely an option. You're saving 20 bucks on it right now. It can be right to your doorstep in 2 days. So this is definitely an option if you're out of options. It doesn't have to be plugged into your TV all the time. It can run all day, and just plug it in when you want to check it. And I mean, by plugging it in the HDMI cord, it will still run without being plugged into the TV. So this is probably better than the phone. It's got better specs, but if you prefer just using a phone, do that. But this is 20 bucks cheaper, it's got better specs, it'll run better, and it's running Android 7.1. That's ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to the outro. I'll be back in a second in person. Alright, everybody. I hope you got some value from this video. I hope you're able to find some phones if you're here from Canada. I hope you can find cheap ones under 40, 50 bucks, and that was the main point of this video. We don't always have luck either, but we look every day, we don't give up, and that's how we've gotten these phones, and we hope you can too. Alright, see you in the next video.